in different rooms, and then we won't know what the other person's saying until it's like done, and then that just makes it more fun for you because now you get to be like, now you get to see what
Oh, like
I'm.
how accurate to the conversation or the
Yeah.
audio is, and then you're
Yeah.
like what? Like, did she say that, or did I mishear
Yeah.
that part?
Or the other thing is that like we're both talking about it like individually,
Yeah.
and then you watch for the points where we both like become in unison. Either
Yeah.
we like bring up the same subject, or like the like I bring up one subject and then you bring it up later, and that kind of thing.
Oh, cool! You put it as your backdrop,
Yeah,
and then you put the numbers on the front side of
the time.
image. Excuse me, I'm a big.
God bless Pooper.
Okay, so before we get started on this podcast, I just want to say the following. It's very safe to say, as of right now, that this podcast will more than likely end up being more so a once a month ordeal. Like every time I've looked into our past recordings, every single time, like even if it means that like if I'm recording my between us or myself and someone else, like it's just for the sake of like time to edit, time to post, and then time for it to just sit and accumulate a certain amount of views, I think. And also like from what I noticed over in the past is like whenever it comes to us having recorded anything, it's like it needs time to actually like life has to happen for conversation to
Sure, I guess that. But also like depending on
substance.
what you have to say about it, right?
Yeah.
Like
So
if there's something that you like if like not to say we have to say something, we have to talk about something every day.
no. But
But
again, in terms of like giving yourself a month of just external stuff and activities of life gives more value. Like for example, the most recent time when I went over to Jeff's place, kind of thing, the hope was, oh, I get to sit down with him another time again, and we can just catch up and shoot the shit for a minute, and then rehash nostalgia, whatever. And it didn't happen because he was uncomfortable with it, and he was hoping that the first time was going to be the last time. So it was he was hoping for one and done.
Well, yeah. Why would he want it to be a routine thing?
That's what I'm saying. I went in with the hopes that it.
Wait, so you didn't think to ask him that before that?
No, I did. In fairness, ask him ahead of schedule. Like, hey, would you be cool with us hanging out and maybe recording a podcast? He's like, yeah, sure. And then I got there, and he had second thoughts. And I literally remember telling him specifically, like, listen,
Yeah.
if you're like, I think I had to ask him like 3 times total before I'm like, okay, I need to make very abundantly clear right now. Are you not in the mood to record whatsoever? Like, I brought my stuff, but I need to know now because like I don't feel like pressing you more than 3. Like I've done it 3 times already. I don't want to press you a 4th time, or even asking, because if I have to ask you a 4th time, I'm gonna feel like a giant head.
Sure.
Like a giant private eye, basically.
Sure.
And I don't feel like being that.
Yeah.
So he was like,
but like also after like 2 times, maybe get the hint.
I need. Yes, you make a fair point. I guess for myself, I needed him to like look me dead in the eyes and be like, "No, thank you." Like,
no, I know, but like the thing is, if he's dodging it, right? Then like let the day run at its own course.
I understand this, but you forget.
But you were more pissed off because you're like, I brought all this stuff for no reason.
I wasn't. I wasn't pissed off, and I told him this.
Okay.
I'm not pissed off. I would have been more annoyed if I had brought it, asked him. He said, "Yeah, sure," and then we never do it. Versus I came in and he was like, "I don't," and he kept saying, "I don't know." Like that's why I asked him once when we were still hanging out for like I allowed some time to like between 15 minutes to 20 minutes to like
to settle in.
Yeah,
I see.
I gave it settle in. I'm like I talked to Nikki, caught up with her, played with the dog, kind of thing. Looked at their situation, like looked at their new living space, kind of thing. Like I really just was in the zone, if you will. And I eventually said, like we were in the living room, and I was like, "Hey, listen, dude, I need to know like point blank right now," because I literally told him, "Dude, I respect you. We rarely hang out that often, and when we do, I want to make the most of it. So I need to know point blank right now. What?
I think you can. I think I can. My mic is picking up you. Cause look at the. That's me. I understand, but if you look before that, or if you talk now,
Yeah.
okay, that's because you're regular. But like when you were just projecting right now,
Oh, okay.
you were so loud that my mic was
Picking.
in small things. Yeah.
uh, Again, when it comes to the editing process, that's when I'm going to be able to be like, okay, I can see that there's bleed over. At that point, that's something I could easily edit out. Like
So you're editing. Oh, so you're just gonna edit the volume out.
I
I
can,
see.
yes, I can. Again, so long as we don't talk over one another, I can clean out the bleed in between the two channels for sure. Sorry, as I was saying.
Yeah.
So when I'd basically point blank and be like, listen, dude, we rarely get to chill that often, and when we do, I want to make the most of it. So again, I have to ask you point blank, are you not in the mood to do this? Because
Yeah.
I don't want to be the guy who's constantly poking at you about this. I don't
Oh, you
want to do
actually
that.
said that.
Yeah, because
Oh, interesting.
we like I said, I don't want it to be like the fun part is adding on an extra activity we could both do rather than just gaming or watching a movie kind of thing. I'm like, it's an extra activity for us.
Yeah.
And I like recording conversations for fun. But so I point blank asked him, like, listen, and even he was like, yeah, well, I think I felt like we already covered it. I'm like, fair. Like, even I could have come up with some new stuff to talk about with him, but in that moment, I recognized he just wasn't in the mood for it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll convince him some other future time again.
The thing is, I feel like with someone like him, you need to let him ask, "Hey, can we do the thing?" You don't think so?
Oh hell no.
Okay.
Not mostly because again, it's
So the
because
only option is to bully him.
no. But that's what I mean. In that moment in time, I had to look at him basically point blank, like, this dude, I don't want to bug you with this.
Yeah.
By no stretch of the imagination, I need to just like, because again, I brought over the stuff because I was hoping to add on an extra fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But I don't by any means want to
pressure you
into having a recorded conversation with me. And that's like, and also like to close the chapter, be like, hey, okay, we're square on this. We're not doing this for the day. We're just gonna hang out, shoot the proverbial video game, and watch movies, and just be in each other's presence and just enjoy that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I am so glad you. He's like, I'm so glad you said that. I'm like, okay, cool. I just need to confirm that bit, and that was enough for me. That's what.
Interesting.
That's why for me in these cases, like I would much rather us record like actual content, like or so since previous experiences having done these before, over time having sat down in front of the computer and been like, and like having to watch a full hour's worth of content and just
But
being
that's
like,
because we were aiming for the hour. If we're just aiming for like whatever
versus
now, then what difference does it make?
Yeah, what difference is that? Like, I would rather it because again, if this reaches that hour mark, at least we had stuff to discuss.
Sure,
versus like, oh, we're just trying to fill in that dead airspace. And I'm like, when I sat down and were editing those pods, it was worse. I would have rather have been at the dentist getting a cleaning. I would rather that. I'd rather.
You know what? I would rather that too.
Me or you?
That you go for the cleaning because you're overdue.
Yes, I understand. I'm simply saying I would much rather go for a dental cleaning, which is not it's both calming and annoying simultaneously.
No, I would say the dental.
Excuse me, sorry.
The dental appointment, I would say, is more. What?
Sip.
Oh, sure. What I was saying is that the dental appointment is more of a hazard in the sense of specifically for our dentist, because the way that they have the room set up for patients is that they have the TV on the ceiling. So when you're lying down, you could watch TV. And that's all hunky. That's all good until you remember that you saw Final Destination that one time.
Oh.
And then, like that's, and that's the only that immediately the second I lay down and they're like, they put me all the way down. I'm like, oh hey TV, that could kill me. What's up? Oh, how you been? And that's the That's the only that I would say that's the only time that's why the dentist I would say is entertaining or like more of a
The thrill,
it
if you
keeps you
will.
more busy, it keeps you more occupied.
Uh,
But
but again, it's the
so
mindset.
long story short, we're not doing any more our business. We're just gonna flex on whatever we
If we
have in terms of
have
storyline, and that's it.
if
Because
we
everyone
have
has an attention span, short attention span now, anyway.
and also I as the editor don't want to be staring at a computer screen filtering
Right.
through an hour to an hour and 10 minutes worth of content where there's nothing
Yeah.
of any substance. Because again,
Yeah.
from because
Okay. So
again,
that by that logic, then what's our first topic? Do you want to jump into it?
okay.
Shouldn't you be jumping into it? We've wasted
Well,
10 minutes discussing that. Hey, this is what we're going to be doing.
yeah, that's fine. Again, it's been such a long time since we've actually recorded a pod.
Yeah.
So I'm basically just going over through the like, oh, this is the new process, the new mindset for this, going into it, like going to a new version of it,
I
like
know.
having topics,
Okay.
having like not looking at it from the perspective of a time limit. Like content is the topic,
Sure.
and then it progresses based on how much we get through, not
Okay.
versus like, oh no, we have to do an hour, or no, we simply talk about what we have to talk about,
Yeah.
and if that once that's done and out in the open, then we close the chapter, versus like, oh no, we have to kill another 50 minutes. Like, no, I don't have the care to do that anymore.
I understand. And with that being said, then what is the first subject
The
of our
first
content?
subject matter for the vlog pod is our Lent experience.
The Lent experience.
Our Lent experience.
Okay, so generally Lent is supposed to be 40 days where you go vegetarian, no animal products, no meats, no nothing. And so typically it's just fish and bread and like olives. And so some people do 40 days, other people do 90 days, some people do I saw 50 days this morning. That's like a thing too. So I don't know what that duration is though, whether it's like, start of Lent 50 days after, meaning like after Easter too, or if it's like 10 days plus the 40, like 10 days prior to Lent and then 40, that's like the peak Lent time or whatever. But anyway, so with that point of, with that, and then, with the idea of giving up something for that time, but so see, I think this is the other factor to it because you took it as I'm going to give up something for Lent. For me, I took it as I'm going to replace my time with something better. That way I can be more productive. And that way I don't have the luxury to think about I'm going to get rid of this and that. It's my brain is already naturally accustomed to like the natural transition of the new routine that I've built for myself. Because I feel like if I trick myself into saying I'm not, no, I need to cut this out, I need to cut that out, whatever, then I feel like the mind like mourns it almost, and then it prompts you to think about it, and then you're like wishing for like, man, I wish I had that back in, and then that's what prompts you more, and that's what triggers you to like to try and get it back into your system somehow, or like to cheat the system and be like, one day it doesn't hurt or whatever. Excuse me, that kind of so with that being said, so you gave up what entirely would you say you gave up for Lent? Social media generally.
I removed myself from both Facebook,
Yeah.
Facebook Messenger, TikTok, and Instagram.
What about Snapchat? So you've had Snapchat on this whole time?
No, I don't even have Snapchat.
Are you sure?
Yes. Do you want to look at my phone after we're done this?
Yeah, maybe I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not on there, so I don't care.
No, because you every so often you do the little 15-year-old girl thing. You're like, oh, I haven't used Snapchat in a while. I'll just start using that again.
But if I literally remove myself from the social media, why would I download Snapchat?
No, I'm not saying why would you download Snapchat. You've had Snapchat
in
prior,
the past until I realized, like, oh, this is useless and redundant. Like, Snapchat is like the equivalent of you. It's a weird bastardization of like stories basically for every other.
It's the cheaters app.
Yes, literally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and even from like whenever I would watch it, like for whatever other content creator, I learned the hard way. I'm like, oh, I would rather follow this person on on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok because I can
Mhm.
see what they post and it's always going to be there.
Sure.
There's moments captured in literal time.
Mm.
Where Snapchat, aside from it being considered a cheaters app, it's just that moment in time, and I'm like, oh, this is basically just story mode for every other app, and I'm like, this is redundant. It's useless.
Okay.
It's it in and of itself is a useless app. So I'm
Yeah.
like, again, why would I use it?
Okay. So you have no apps now.
The only app I have on my phone is YouTube.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's all I've got.
And are you
That
keeping it that way?
well, no, I do plan on return. I do plan on putting back on the Messenger,
Okay.
and Facebook. Like again, I plan on putting them back, but again, the approach that I have for them is completely different now. Because again, I've gone X amount of time without them, where
Okay.
I've
Yeah, but
learned.
it's only been what, a month?
Okay, what's your point?
So you think that you're capable of like the restraint after like 1 month, like after if you bring the
I
all
can
back to
I can
back.
honestly say that as when I initially had removed them for Lent, it was because of the fact that again I was of the mindset where I'm like I recognize that I'm very attached to these apps for the sake of entertainment and like constant stimulus, whether it be for ignoring whatever problem I have in general.
Sure.
I'm like, okay, I clearly have an issue I need to solve. I need to learn to sit and stew in this, and then
Mm.
also enter like apply new habits, new positive habits.
Sure.
So I can also say, like, even whenever I would go with Patrick to the KOC meetings or whatever, and they would talk, and we would talk about it because we would go pick up Eric, and like we just discuss like, oh, how's your Lent going? How's your Lent going? Kind of thing.
Mm.
And from that, like we're all kind of on the same basis. Where I'm like, yeah, I got to the point where even with YouTube, there are certain like my feed after a while, I can't stand looking at it. Like it just I'm bored.
Well, are they all doing the social media fasting?
Uh, not no. Some people are, some people are not. Like with Eric, I believe he was just. I think his is specifically more so like his is more the food fast.
Okay.
That's his predominant thing.
Right.
I don't know in terms of like the social media stuff
Sure.
for him, but everyone is doing their own version of Lent.
Yeah, no, but like also, I guess it's interesting to see like what gets like removed all of a sudden during everyone's Lent process.
Okay.
Because like the ones that are Catholic but then don't really follow it, they see it as like a detriment versus people who actually like are in it, and then obviously they benefit from it more and stuff. Um, but I think that's why I was like I don't want to do the traditional fasts of stuff.
You might have to elaborate on that.
Like I like how because every social media like thing about Lent would be like, oh yeah, fasting from sweets or like coffee or meat obviously, and like from social media or like entertainment, like screens or whatever, and that kind of business. But then like, and I'm like, I don't know if like, well, I'm like, clearly I can't dodge screens because that's literally
your
my
job,
job.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not happening. But I'm like, okay, I'm like, rather than me thinking about, okay, what do I get rid of? I'm like, what can I add on to the palette? That way I'm not thinking about what I need to get rid of because that's a bad habit anyway. So if I'm replacing the thought with the focus on a good habit, then by default but like by association, by proxy, I am getting rid of it technically, but it's a sense of that I'm trying to like I'm basically not trying to do the thing of like, okay, I'm fasting from this, and then now there's like an empty spot. Like I'm trying to swap it for something.
You're
I'm
just
doing the
you're
Lent swap,
changed
if
yeah
anything.
you're changing the habit. That's all
Yeah,
it's you're replacing bad habit with good habit. Even if it's not necessarily removing it per se, you're
it's a
just
trade-off.
yeah, it's a substitution, literally.
But
Yeah.
but that's the thing. I'd rather do a trade-off during Lent
Yeah.
rather than a fasting during Lent, because it's like then because that immediately tricks my brain into thinking that, okay, we're just not gonna do this anymore. We're just gonna keep moving, but it's gonna be just a new task applied to new task, same energy, new task.
Yeah.
And then that way I'm not as like um like empty feeling. I don't know how to explain it.
No, I get.
Like
Yeah.
maybe it's a good thing to do the empty feeling. Okay, fine. But then I also do the fasting, like where if I go like, from morning till if I do, let's say like 7 to, well, not 7, but like let's say from like bedtime to like the next day's lunch or whatever, and that kind of stuff. So like I have my ways to feel empty outside of just physical stuff,
Okay.
and yeah.
Well, that's good.
So that's me.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Well, again, from the same topic, it would have been from my case. Like I'm already implementing the fact out externally from Lent. I already do my fasts Wednesdays and Fridays anyway, so that for me would have been a redundancy.
But that's right now.
Yes, that's
No,
right now.
well, what if you're going to work and then it's the same thing?
I'm going to definitely try and maintain that. I want to
Mm.
definitely try and maintain that
Yeah.
consistency with that. But in this case, for me, I think what I learned, ironically, I learned this from Ivan from work, is that like for the next Lent to come, I would like again switching like going straight vegan or fish only.
Well, yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and again just implementing those little small change those small habits to swap
Mhm.
like again it's like looking from like healthy body, healthy mind, healthy spirit kind of thing.
Sure.
And but yeah, for me it was basically just removing what I saw as literally an ultimate distraction
Mm.
from whatever I was
present.
trying to, I guess not necessarily not necessarily to say run away from, but what I was using to pacify whatever I was dealing with. Like, so for example, if I was on,
You're trying to escape.
yeah, like escapism through
Yeah.
like whether it was TikTok, whether it was through Facebook, whether it was through Instagram or what have you.
Yeah.
Again, it was that sense of like, oh, I know from like, like if I'm on the toilet, like, I would have been scrolling through Facebook endlessly, TikTok endlessly, or Twitter, whatever it be, and I'm just like, oh, I realize I'm allowing myself to fall into brain rot,
Right.
literally.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I got distracted by Easter stuff.
Well, do you mind not? Because you're like literally in the middle of a podcast.
And I'm listening.
No, you're not getting this. You're on podcast.
Okay.
Try not to be on your phone.
It's literally 2 seconds, but carry on, please, for the love of God.
Didn't change anything.
What do you mean didn't change?
Again, distraction. Anyways. So from my point, it was basically just I was recognizing there was too much distraction.
Yeah.
Too much of a constant attempt to escape whatever it was in general.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be on in the Washman on your phone scrolling for hours on end and then getting like, because I found myself there whenever I was on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, there whenever a certain post would come up where it would either trigger immediate anger or just lust or whatever the hell.
Sure.
And I would find myself being like, oh, okay, well, this is good. This is going to lead me down a really bad, because I don't want to be, I don't have any reason to be on the toilet of all things and go through those emotions or those temptations at any point in time.
Well, you'd hope not.
Yeah, exactly. You'd hope not. So for the Lent season, I decided, you know what, like I need to take a full step back and just allow myself to be like, do you really need any of this BS?
But then what happens when you're still falling even through Lent, even without those apps?
That's when it became more so for me a realization that's like, okay, so it's not necessarily the app relation. It's good to be away from that much social media
Sure.
all the time, but then it became a matter of like, okay, so clearly it's something else I'm dealing with, and it completely mental, obviously, that I'm like. And then like do my own research. I'm like, okay, so clearly these are things that happen to your brain when you're stimulating yourself in this manner.
Yeah.
Oxytocin, dopamine,
Yeah.
and clearly those are released to deal with stress or anxiety or what have you, which I know for a fact I deal with first and foremost.
Should I bring GABA back?
I wouldn't mind the idea of bringing GABA back.
But did you find it helpful?
It was definitely Oh, training. Okay.
Yeah.
It was. I definitely feel that it was helpful. Especially
It is meant to make you fully relaxed. So that's why they say don't
I
try not to take it in operate heavy machinery. But
Yeah, like I would say
but
that
still,
I like taking GABA whenever it came to a moment, or like if I'm having an anxious day or something, rather than
yeah,
hop, like for example, we have the rescue remedy at home. I've been
yeah.
utilizing it more often, especially
Mm,
throughout, like whenever I'd have moments I'm like, I'm not okay right now.
right, like you're just buzzing.
I was just buzzing too much. I put some in a bit of water and have
Yeah,
that, and I found myself brought back down to like some level of calm reality,
right.
and that was enough for me. So GABA would be in the same protocol, like because I'm not gonna take it when I go to sleep because I don't have issues sleeping. Because GABA relaxes you. Most people take it when they go to sleep. So for me, I don't feel that necessary. But yes, I highly 100% agree. Like
Excuse me.
don't
Yeah.
take GABA and then operate heavy machinery because you're gonna be too relaxed to really give a damn about
But
what you're
with
doing.
GABA, was one still enough?
Ironically enough, one was just enough.
Okay. Because
Mm.
like I think
But
that's the
mind you, it was
bigger.
also the fact that it's taking it in an inconsistent manner. Only taking it when you need to.
Yeah.
The same way I treat rescue remedy is the same way I'd have. The same way I take rescue remedy is the same way I'm to take GABA. It can only be
Right.
used as a
Special case.
as a special case protocol. Like if I'm anxious or buzzing, take one, and that should
Right.
re-level me out. It's not like It's not like taking Adderall or Xanax or Prozac or whatever. You don't take it
Mm.
every day. I'm not trying to alter the serotonin chemical in my brain. I'm just trying to bring
Steady it.
myself down to a calm at a natural base level for a short period of time where I could just think clearly enough to not be in that pointed in that perspective kind of thing.
Mm.
But yes, from external sources, I realized, like, okay, so it's definitely whatever I'm dealing with that is clearly still affecting me outside of the Lent sacrifices that I'm making is
Yeah.
clearly because of the fact that my body is is utilizing the stress response
Mm.
that it's so accustomed to. It's an addiction based off of prior experience where it's like, okay,
Sure.
so you're too anxious, your brain's like, this is the option you know of right now
To escape
to
it.
escape it in one
To
shot.
shut it down.
But the
Yeah.
issue obviously was you do this thing and it's going to make you feel 10 times worse because obviously you know for a fact it's morally wrong.
Mm.
And in that perspective, I'm like, that's when for me, it became more Jill than being like, okay, I have to now make an even harder decision, which is literally let it go completely submit.
Right.
Because
Wait,
also
submit to what?
completely submit my flesh to God. In other words, I
Mm.
can't do this because if I want to be able to partake at Sunday or
Yeah.
any other day of the week in
Yeah.
the Eucharist in Holy Communion, I can't do this because like
Right.
I would much rather go to confessional to reconciliation
Yeah.
with something else versus I failed to or whatever.
Or this video, that video,
Yes,
whatever.
I don't need to be in that headspace ever.
Mm.
Because in my mind, I'm like, I would much rather work on myself far deeper
Mm.
than just on that, because that is such a surface level like
Problem. Yeah, it is.
which is because it stems from understanding, like, because that to me is like it's what I feel is like that's like the devil trying to push.
That's like the easy way to get to you. That's like
Yes.
the easy way to poke the bear.
Yes.
So with the fact that you're giving into the fact of his easy technique,
Yes.
like you're not making it difficult for him to get you. And I think that's the problem, right? Like, and so
And
now that you
having
finally
accepted that, I'm like, okay, I have to basically make sure that I'm not only necessarily on point, but I have to recognize, like, okay, so I have to, in other words, carry my cross in what happened.
No, I just want to see if it'll pick up the clinkies.
The way you're just eyeing my first thoughts, what's going on? Did it stop recording? Did it jump? Because
No, it's moving.
Okay, cool.
It's just me f***ing around with it. That's
oh,
all.
so you're doing the same thing as I would do what I can.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, so it really comes down to recognizing, okay, like I want to be able to work on myself on a far deeper level. And
Yeah.
obviously I can't do that if my brain is so racked with guilt or whatever from that I can't think straight. Because I'm now being
Yeah.
like, okay, I now have to go to confession and I'm so hung up on what I have or whatever I can or cannot remember. Like it's harder to really do a proper reflection on oneself when your brain is already catalysted in a direction. Like, oh, I'm back. Like because
But I think because you're so hung up on like, oh, I need to find out, I need to recap all of my events to make a list of like, oh yeah, did I miss something? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I need to confess about this, whatever. But the bigger point, like I was saying to you the other day, is that like, it doesn't matter what you did. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It's not, and the goal isn't to retrace your steps
Yeah.
and
Or,
relive
or,
it.
or, or like simmer and ferment in it.
Yeah,
It's to
like
be, it's in other words, you have the opportunity now to let go of what you have right now on the table and then work towards God, walking in his literal footsteps, doing what he wants you to do.
I mean, that's like the the that's like the commercial way to say it, but like in the sense of like you need to be so focused on your future work with God
Yeah.
that you you shouldn't have a chance to second guess or have second thoughts that have the sudden thought that like reminds you of a past sin,
Yeah.
that kind of business. So it's
Yeah.
like you're so focused on okay, present day and future. What's the thing? Like sins have a past, not sins. Saints have a past,
Yeah.
but sins always have a future.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset you have to be in. It doesn't matter what you did 6 years ago anymore or whatever, because whatever you do now
and agree. Yeah.
and future onwards, is
Yeah.
so long as that amount of work, so long as that like fills in the gap. Are you okay?
Yeah, there's burping.
So long as that fills in the gap so much that you don't have a chance, you don't give anyone, you don't get a chance to even think about
Yeah.
anything else that's happened way before you came back to the church, essentially.
Essentially to hallmark it, I have to be so much more focused on God, whether it be through the Word, through the Rosary, and through essentially.
You should have like a God hour every hour, as often as you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, I could say it in a but yes, that's like be focused so much more so on him daily.
That no other thoughts can trigger
there's no space for any other nonsense of any kind.
Yeah.
Like in other words, being so on fire for him that like I'm like
you're like
that.
You're like,
whatever.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh, you're like, oh yeah, that part.
Oh yeah, that part of me
Yeah.
that died, that I let die like long. It's essentially you're just killing your flesh automatically.
That part, but also like I feel like, so the way I think about it is like whenever. So, I was thinking about it today when we went to mass, that like whenever like between cradle Catholics versus like converts,
Yeah.
the convert battery is like it's at 100% to start. But then as you like exit the church, it depletes because you're like either interacting with other people or you have certain thoughts that like take you, that whatever like ungodly type things that could potentially distance you from the church, for lack of a better word. And so the whole point is that you come back to church every week, every Sunday, and take the Eucharist to get that battery refilled.
Yes.
Right? So, or like, even if it's not fully refilled, it's at least like you get added an extra 25%.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when you were playing that Fallout game where you build the shelter?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So when you're building like the energy source in the basement, right? Then you get to upgrade it, and then now the max capacity goes from 25% battery to like 50.
And it recharges every so often.
And it refills it to the upgraded full max amount.
Yeah.
That's what I think about with the Eucharist. So like in your case, because you're a cradle Catholic, it's like the equivalent of like it's like basically your battery's like this. It's only half full. You have an older battery model.
Yeah.
But two, the thing is that the factor is that because you strayed so far away from the church and to make up for it now you have to do that much more work to get this filled up. And that's why I think for you it takes like
the journey's a lot more of an aggressive.
It feels like it looks like a longer journey, but so long as I think, like you were saying, like it has to be like a God hour every minute, every hour, so long as often as you can, that nothing that's like worldly should touch you
at all. Yeah.
So like if I go to work tomorrow, or if I step out of the house tomorrow, I get a coffee, I should have no reason for anyone's commentary or passive nonsense to even touch me,
Yeah.
because I know that I've had enough, God time either earlier prior to that, or I'm about to,
You should
that
be
it's gonna cancel out, and like my foundation is locked in.
you should be so love thy neighbor. It's not even funny anymore.
Yeah, I'll just say K and then keep it moving, and then I won't have the chance to think about it because I'm so busy completing my mission, completing for whatever path I'm supposed to be on, completing that.
Yeah.
And the reminder of that, like, hey, focus. This is focus. This is the lights this way,
Yeah.
right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I think so. That's why I feel like for you, because you have to, in a way, you kind of have to do double the work now.
Yeah.
You have to,
And
you
that
have to do the extra.
and that's
You have to do extracurricular homework.
and that's why whenever you kept the joke you constantly use now is like, oh yeah, it's not him teaching me, it's me teaching him.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like, I don't even take that as an insult because I'm like, I know firsthand because like, even like again, I'm actually reading from the main source.
You're reading from the main source, but I'm
you
learning
have
from the
but
main.
and you have external further
resources,
documents outside of it from the RCIA now. That even from that perspective, I'm like, oh, there's certain things that like I don't immediately catch from the main source because again, I don't study my Bible. I read my Bible.
But that's the thing. I read it like I'm studying it, and also on
but
top of that, because I have the books, but also like I have the luxury of discussion with Father Joseph, like with people of the church, even like the people who are like taking over for next year's program, like who's gonna, like the people who are gonna teach it them, like they have their masters in theology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they have different resources under their belt that's beyond the Bible.
Yeah.
Not to say the Bible's not the way to figure out how to do things, but also it's like that's more for like stories where it's like it gives you the idea. Like the Bible gives you like the theory behind the story, but then the application comes from like the discussions that the subject every week and whatever. Like you get to apply it in real time.
Hence the catechism itself.
Right. So and the catechism is the other reason.
The catechism and then the magisterium as well is another one.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like there are these
external
resources outside of just the Bible and stuff, but it's like it's because everyone took time to like put the Bible into application.
But again, through the Lenten season, pulling myself away from the social media, I'm like, oh, I recognize like, oh, I was getting a lot of escape through this,
right?
And it was amplifying what I already deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
And now that I'm out, now that I'm pulled out, I'm oh, this is extreme. What I'm doing here is extremely stupid, and I don't want this because I want him. I don't want this. I want him.
Yeah.
So in that, I'm like, oh, so now that I'm like, okay, so Lenten season is done. Once the Easter's done, I'm like, and I put it back on my phone. I'm like, oh, now I know this is just another place to put whatever I create or a photo I want to share. But I don't plan on seeing who's commenting on it ever until I post the next one.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, you post it, go do something else now.
I think what you should do is like have the habit of, with every post you do Bible time, or with every post you do rosary time.
That's fine.
Because that way you have them correlated, and then gradually over time it'll remind you to like immediately jump out of the worldly of like the social media and then bring you back into no, like, hey, that's done, let's keep it moving. This is like, don't forget, this is what you need to do, this is what has to get done too. This is equal importance in terms of completion. Even after the like alongside the posting. Or whatever.
But again, to just reiterate, so that's why the goal now, as far as I'm concerned, for both of us, is that for next Easter, or sorry, next Lent in this case, I would like us to try and do more vegan and fish for sure.
I think it's possible, but again, we need like a top 10 list of like different foods we could rotate through.
True.
So once
Which
that's
shouldn't
set,
be too
then
difficult, hopefully not too pricey either for.
But that's the thing, we don't know where we're gonna get that from. Right.
Hopefully, Loblaws are
like those patties were fine.
Yeah, they were.
Like, but I mean, again, I don't know how often, because like my thinking, the upside is that because you have like some fasting days or whatever, it's like we're not always gonna be hungry for the same foods, I guess. Like I could still do the thing of like, we can do like lentils and stuff. We don't have to necessarily do tofu based things. We could
I
do,
wouldn't mind trying doing lentils more often instead.
but like for example, like even like for like when I do quesadillas, like I can do the beans and I can do like I could do, I mean, for the dairy part, we can't do cheese, but it'll be a case
Yeah.
where, like, either there's going to be like if there's like a nice enough dairy free cheese that actually tastes real, then sure.
No, there is not. We've both learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Which means that it's going to have to be the thing where like you have to kind of just cut that part out.
Yeah. Or so we do like a bean dip where it's like beans, but then we use something else to create like that cheesy texture. I don't know. We'll figure out to figure it out.
We're smart enough. We'll figure something
But yeah,
out.
like, and also like honestly, like anything Indian would work. Like the lentils, the lentil curry, the chickpeas, the potatoes and stuff.
They've had years to work on.
Like, well, majority of it is vegetarian or it's like chicken. So
True.
they have fish too. Like it's like fish pakoras and stuff. I don't know how it tastes though.
Okay.
I don't know what that will turn into, so I don't want to risk it. Okay. But yeah, so like basically like we're either gonna have to go Indian or vegan.
Yeah. Which in my mind they're almost synonymous in my mind.
Almost, yeah.
Almost synonymous. Again, it's mostly the meat options which differ for sure. Yeah. Or make it less vegan, obviously, but for the most part, it's synonymous. It's synonymous enough.
They're close enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next topic on this is our Easter experiences.
Okay. What about it?
Well.
No, you say it.
Well, you are officially a Catholic.
Yay.
Yes, you are.
I did it.
Yes, you did. Well, you're still and by technicality, you're also still in the process. Like, you started RCIA a while back.
Yeah. So, like, basically, the RCIA program, like, it continues even after Easter because, like, all the quote unquote the rites are done.
Yeah.
But essentially, after each rite, there's then further education, in how to be after that rite has been completed, right? So it's like, when you do the rite of election, or no, the rite of catechumen, and then basically, and then that leads to, further studies, and then rite of elect is basically saying that, yes, this person, I vouch for this person to be a candidate to be Catholic, and then you further study into that. Then you, basically, it's kind of structured in the sense of like, the deeper you go, or the number as you pass each rite, the deeper it goes into the structure of the faith and stuff, right? So like it'll, like, after you become an elect, that's when only then it goes into the commandments. So meaning only after you're done tier 2 of the rites, between like the catechumen and elect, that's when, because at that point clearly you're serious enough to want to be Catholic. So that's like, okay, now we're going to give you the nitty gritty stuff.
Yes.
Here's the 10 commandments or whatever, and whatever else they want to add in and so forth. And then once that's done, then it becomes baptism, then it becomes Holy Communion, and then confirmation. And then, no, we did baptism, confirmation, Holy Communion.
Yes, you did the trifecta.
No, but we did it in that order. It was baptism, confirmation, and then Holy Communion.
I want to say yes.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Because I remember the part where I had to say amen and with your spirit. That came before the Eucharist.
Gotcha. Yeah, because
and it threw me off. I was like, I have to say amen.
He did. Because I remember him going through the Apostles' Creed. Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, so those 3 are done, and now now that now it's like, because now we're in a state of being baptized, and with the official like Holy Spirit within us, now the teachings that are going to come from the RCIA are going to be the ones that are associated with having the Holy Spirit in our system and how to like operate it, and be like, here's all the tools that you need now that you have a fully charged battery. Now you have a fully charged Tesla.
Lucky you.
Yeah, and
Full lithium-ion battery.
yeah, we have a full 2020. We have a 2026 battery, right? Yours is a 1992 battery. Wait, when did you get baptized?
Uh,
97?
October.
The year.
Oh, that I don't remember. But yeah, I
Okay.
think it was
So basically
97.
20 years ago. So you have a 20-year-old battery.
Well, I was probably I know for so if I was born in 92, I was probably baptized.
At what, 15?
No, I was baptized way early. Like so, I was baptized like maybe a month or two in.
You were baptized at 1 month.
Yeah.
But what about like the rest? What about like confirmation and
Oh,
like I'm saying, well, after like once all three were done, what was that year? When you were locked
when
in?
I was locked in, that would have
Yeah.
been grade 8.
So that's
So
like 16, 17-ish.
Yeah, so 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
In grade 8?
Yeah. Because I was 6 in grade 1.
Oh, okay.
And that's
Sure.
when we did. And grade
Right,
8
because
was,
when you leave university, that's when you turn 17, 18. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm just checking the schedule. So basically, like, so then it becomes the rite of initiation, being the triple threat,
Yeah.
the Three Musketeers, and then newly received. So now that we are officially like received into the community,
Yeah.
so now the rest of the like subject matter, it's like reflecting on what like next week we're only going to be reflecting on what happened.
Mm.
Like it's not even that serious, and then after that it's about like commandments 6 and 9.
Okay.
6 and 9. So, and then the following commandments being 7 and 10. And then there's the sacramentals and then also like the funerals and then just general prayer life and how to and, like general rules for life like for future to keep in mind for the future.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like it's just general. Like now it's more like here's how you operate now that you're in our community, and here's how you use the utility belt.
And that from the external perspective, looking inwards from my perspective for you,
Yeah.
is that like you're already such a studious person. I'm like, I don't see this is going to become like cakewalk for you. Like
Which part?
I can can ironically enough see you becoming someone who's more of a. I can almost see you stepping into a similar role like Peter, if anything.
But that's what I was saying to you guys yesterday. I was like, oh wow.
Oof.
I guess the idea of it made you throw up.
No, I didn't.
What I was saying is that's what I was saying to you guys yesterday. I was like, when I'm done, I want to talk to Peter and be like, okay, hey, for the next program, can I like sit in on the meetings or whatever? Because I could be like the second hand, but also like from the experience, like I can be that person as like a witness of like, yeah, this is what it did for me, and also like because like how you saw during the scrutinies, like no one wants to talk. It was just it was me, you, and Peter talking.
It was
for the most
extremely like I wanted to do my best to keep my mouth shut for the sake of like I want others to
the people who are actually in the program
to
should
do the engaging, to do the questions, to bring up what they heard, what they understood, what they felt like what they were confused about, and have Peter do his thing and explain that to the fullest.
Yeah.
And for me, I felt like, I don't like feeling like I am. I felt like an intruder in terms of like I don't want to, in a way, talk out of my backside.
But did you think that you talking would have been like pretentious?
Yeah, I felt very like and again, so I tried my best to always only ever apply any kind of commentary in terms of if I have a question or a perspective that I want to share for the sake of breaking or understanding a little further,
right?
I would have mentioned it. But otherwise, I was like, I was definitely trying again because like with Peter, it's his first time running the course.
So you wanted to let him lead.
I really want, like I want to be like, hey, you're the teacher here. I want you to be in full control. I don't want to, and I also didn't want it to feel like it would become a one-way conversation. I wanted to be like more open to
But that's the thing, because no one was even doing that.
And that for me was an experience where I felt kind of like not. I guess I didn't. I wasn't not just. I was kind of not upset at people, but I was kind of saddened because I'm like,
But this is, I
I'm like,
told
why
you.
is no one happier?
funny
Why
thing
is no one
is,
more chat? Why am I the chatty Cathy in this class?
But this is exactly what I told you, because even I said to you, I was like, I have a feeling once once the baptism and everything's done, no one's going to be coming into church. It's just going to be us. And then look at what happened today. Father Joseph called on me, and I stood up, and I didn't see anyone else stand up.
Because I think out of everyone who actually was baptized,
Yeah.
Again, you're one of them. We're front row practically.
Yeah.
And you went up for the Eucharist.
Yeah.
So he literally
recognized
saw
me,
you
yeah.
automatically.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I noticed someone from who's just recently
Yeah.
got it.
But also, like, as he was like blessing us with the holy water, I'm sure he noticed the teal jacket.
Yeah, for sure.
Or whatever.
You're a very iconic person.
I'm like the Where's Waldo of the church now, basically.
Oh, and I also love the fact that like literally today at church for Easter, the lady in front of us, she turns back at the end.
Yeah,
and
she's like,
congratulations. Yeah. And my friend, actually, she turned around and I was so close to that I felt her nails dig into me.
Oh, that's funny.
Because I think you were so close to me like this that when she went in to grab your hand,
she clawed you too.
And I'm like,
nice.
My first I was like, ow.
Nice.
But I'm like, thank you. But I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, ow.
Yeah. You're like, yay, ow.
Like, enthusiasm's on fire, literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess from the external perspective, like outside of seeing you through RCAA and seeing what it was really like, first from hearing your external experience, like from the outside, and then being a part of it after when it was confirmed that we were supposed to be joining in on you or joining in with you guys. For the scrutiny stuff?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh wow, it is way too quiet for my liking. Like,
but this is what I said. This is what I told you.
And my first thoughts, I
was like, it's just me.
My first thoughts, I remember when I was learning this stuff in school, and I'm like, I started almost missing the kids who are routing class.
That's funny.
I'm like, yo, at least when we'd route kids in class, the teacher there was more engagement going on here. But
like, I feel like I want to be that person who does the interviews to be like, hey, do you really want this or not?
Yeah, like it's like it's like you're choosing to do this. How are you not more how are you not more enthusiastic than me right now?
Yeah.
Like I'm here and I'm like, my mind's like, I'm like, oh, he's a theologian. He's studied this stuff. He knows it better than I do. So if I have any questions, like even when we spoke to Father Joseph the night of, like I had like little questions from things I've seen, and I'm what's this versus how do you what's this, what does this signify? Like I'm trying my best to consume knowledge to understand further.
But this is what I mean when I say like having the application through Father Joseph, through Peter, through like just the discussion version of the Bible is so much like cool. But that's what I'm saying. You get that angle. You're like, oh, I get it. Like, sure, but like, that's what I mean. Like, reading the stories and all, it's fine.
Yeah.
But when you hear people puzzle piecing it in real time,
I'll be honest. I think
that's the real key.
Honest opinion. Anyone who joins the RCAA and you are not like in it. Yeah. I feel you are doing yourself an extreme disservice.
My ear just started ringing.
Sorry. I don't know if that was because of me, or maybe I don't know. Either way,
no.
I feel like anyone who does join the RCAA, it's like don't do yourself the grandest favor and have 101 questions to ask.
Yeah.
All of them across the board.
Yeah.
Even if someone answers it, asks the same question as you. Toss in your 2 cents about the way you thought of it or how you may have originally approached it. Like, engage more. This is a class. Like, I felt so horrible for Peter because he's like, anyone else want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Anyone? And I'm like, the internal that cringe and the anxiety kicked in for me, and I'm like, you're doing such a bang up job, dude. And then I didn't want to yell at everybody, but I'm like, how are you guys? Like, I want to be like, I kind of want to be stand up and be like, guys, I'm a cradle Catholic, and I would kill to have to be in your positions right now. You're going to be a fully fledged member of the Catholic Church. You're going to be a fully fledged member soon. A full battery, like the full Energizer Bunny version of a Catholic.
Yeah.
You're at the peak.
Yeah.
I've had time to stew, ferment, and fall away.
Yeah.
And I'm like it's like it's such a mind
Yeah.
going in like whenever
Honey.
some people mention some stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I was happy to hear from them because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't like even when you said stuff or I said stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever I said stuff, I was always afraid that I was going to get you to like
Yeah.
elbow me to shut up or something.
Yeah.
But like,
But no, but that's the thing because even I would say something and Peter would be like, "Yeah, it's a good point." Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's opportunity to grow and, and understand.
but this is why, like, this is why I know for a fact, like, I know I'll be able to manage or whatever. I'm not saying I want to be the next one to teach it or whatever, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
I want to at least be the assist, or I'll be like the teacher's assistant or whatever, because I'm like, it's the only way for people to like get it, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess one question I really would have had for everyone is like, why is I think genuine question is like, is everyone just too shy to talk, or is it silence because everyone's in the know? Like y'all are y'all satisfied with what you understand and picked up, or like are you silent because you are?
The thing is, the way it came off, honestly, like a lot of them had like other priorities that they were probably occupied with, like whether it's their kids or whether it's like, oh, you know, like for example, like the other one where she's like, oh, like when we were talking about the time of the Easter Vigil, and the other one was like, oh, it's my bedtime. That's my bedtime, and I'm just like, okay, clearly you're just like here for sake of attendance, and you're just gonna dip out. All right, cool, man. Like, but also like, at least have some questions or something. I don't know.
Again, for me, it was
honestly 7 o'clock on a Tuesday is a weird. Like the timing of it is just so weird. I feel like it shouldn't be on a weekday. I feel like it needs to be on a Sunday, or like some kind of day where like
everyone's awake.
Everyone is awake enough to be attentive, and like whether it's like before church, just after church, whatever. I don't know.
Or hell, have coffee brought in or something.
But also, it's the fact that I think because it's Father Joseph running it instead of someone else, like a layperson.
Yeah.
That's why he's doing it on. He stuck to the Tuesday.
True.
Otherwise, I feel like if it was anyone else, I feel like Peter would have been like, yeah, whatever, we'll do a different day, whatever.
The other thing I was going to say was that, and this is something I talked about with you before everything went down, was that having gone to elementary school and having every part of like from the communion and the confirmation, basically, we were drilled on how to like from start to finish of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And like I had to relate to Eddie, my godfather, and cousin, what he was going to do.
Yeah.
And how to do it.
Right.
And like wasn't complicated for me. I just had to like tell them like honestly, all you're gonna really do is you're gonna follow behind, follow and lead with the other godparents.
Yeah.
And you'll stand behind me. You'll put your hand on my shoulder, this and the other, and it'll be all good. And that's all. He just had to be present, literally, for the 100%. And again, from I even had those memories in my head from my experiences. So I was trying my best to be his role in that moment. For I think it's snowing.
Well, it is -1 again.
Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, as I was saying, it was the fact that I wanted to. I had to step into my own version of his role in that moment.
Yeah, you had to do your impression of him.
And again, that's why when we went for the wow, I'm already losing the word. The rehearsal.
Yeah.
My mindset was like, it was great and all that we were like talking about what was happening or what was to happen, but I'm like, I feel we needed to like, I feel like we genuinely just should have ran it a couple times.
Yeah.
Like max 3 times.
Yeah. Like
to
the
like
fact
really
that
solidify.
The fact that I forgot we had to move to the end, like that alone. Yeah.
Prime. And I get the fact that even Father just said, don't worry if you get confused, I'm here to help you. And I'm like, that's cool. I 100% appreciate that. But again, from having that protocol from the way I grew up and what I was exposed to, it made more sense to me having I guess the idea of having a bit more of a stricter routine helped me in the end.
And you're right, but because Father Joseph was like, okay, we're all adults, I'm not going to push them.
Yeah.
But it is important that you.
I'll be kind of honest. I feel like he should have. I know y'all are adults, but there's a certain point.
But that's a problem.
Like,
no, I agree, but that's a problem because like. it's because he was in the mindset of like, okay, let's get this done. This is how it works and whatever. Don't worry, I'll help you while we're up there or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of that anyway in the end and
Yes.
stuff. And like, maybe this will be that, like, for example, next week when we do have that reflection on how it went and stuff for everybody, that part of me is like, I don't really want to go. I'd rather just go when it's back to just regular standard programming. But like, I do want to bring up how like, I feel like I should bring up that like, with the reflection and stuff, how, the rehearsal, that it should have been tighter, it should have been like locked in, or, or maybe like maybe have the rehearsal closer to the time of the vigil. That way, like, it's more fresh in memory kind of thing. I don't know. But like having that solution and all that stuff, I think is worth it.
It's handy. It's handy.
Like I just feel like it would have been worth it if we did like
not for nothing. I can honestly say that as
oh no, sorry, this is what I was gonna get at. It's because like with Father Joseph newly showing up to or whatever, just showing up to like running this church essentially, and he's very laid back to start. He's not used to like having to wrangle cats and whatever, like the way
adult cats especially.
The way like Father Damien and Eloisa used to do and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like, they have no choice. He's accustomed to us like, I think he's accustomed to people just knowing what they need to do. But clearly this isn't the case, and like, so hopefully, I don't know.
Thankfully, everything went off without a hitch. There are a couple things I even found quite interesting in my experience, like when they put the candle, the Paschal candle inside the water tank to bless it, and then he took that and he used that to bless us. Yeah. First, right. My first thought, like when I saw him do that, my first thought was like, and it hit hard. I'm like, my first thought was like, I thought he was using that as a substitution for the actual baptism part.
Oh no!
I thought that's what I thought in my head.
Oh, interesting.
So then when we reached the actual part of the actual baptism, where then he had us line up, get prepared, and then we went over, and then the whole the whole water process, and then in my head, I'm like, okay, this is the part where you definitely have to have your hand on her shoulder now.
Yeah.
And then going down, coming back up, and I couldn't help but smile the whole time. I was just like ear to ear. I'm like,
yay, it's working.
Because in my head, I'm like, finally, she willingly went through this process, and it's finally happening. This is it. This is literally it. And granted, the one of three parts for sure, but I'm like, it's happening now, and it was. I was nervous, like I was having bubble guts the whole time when we were sitting there. Like I was just. We got up, we got sat down, we got up, we sat down, we did the homilies, the prayers, the readings and whatnot. No offense, there was a point in time I'm like, can we just get to the but it was so worth the wait. It was so worth the wait, because once we got into it, once he brought us up, he had us go to he had us come up, he did what he did the blessing, then it was the actual baptism. Then it was everyone getting their gowns on. We all sat down for a second. He's like, no, come back up.
That's why I was confused. I was like, wait, I thought we had to go up
I was
then.
in my head.
That's why I went up, and then you're like, no, come back, and I was like, wait, what?
Like everyone else instinctually went back, and I'm like, oh, I guess we're not doing that part. Cool. So we all sat down, and they said, no, come back up.
Like, come back,
And I'm like, oh. And so like I immediately jumped up. We all got up. We went back to where we were, and then he proceeds to doing
the confirmation.
Then he does confirmation, and that part, like again, only one person out the whole line actually put their hand on the shoulder. And at that point, when I saw that, I'm in my head, I'm like,
only one person.
Because one person, I think when
you're supposed to put my shoulder. Yeah.
I was supposed to, and I didn't click it. It was only when she did that.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh, that's the part. Because I think again, because I was remembering from what I remember experiencing when it was my confirmation.
Yeah.
And I guess either the way he was wording it or something, or whatever part he was doing.
Yeah.
For example, when he does the creed, and you're supposed to say, I do.
Yeah. I do.
Amen. And do you surrender the?
Yeah.
Like in those moments, when I had it done to me, he didn't say it. He didn't say it all of us. He did it individually.
Right.
He everyone who was in communion line, like it was in procession for 30 kids. He physically went, I do. I do. And all the way down the line. I think they literally had more than one priest doing it too. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
But again, that's why Eddie had his hand on my shoulder the whole time,
Right.
whole process.
Yeah.
So when he did that, but in a general group, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're not
No,
doing
but
that
for
part.
the I do part, you didn't have to. But when when he was doing the anointing,
Yeah.
you had to.
Again, that part completely, and I felt like such a turd for not doing. I'm like, and when I
Mm.
saw the Asian girl do it too. No,
No, Asian girl to. Oh, yeah, yeah.
no, not the okay. When I saw her do it for him,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it, I missed that part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so after that was done, then it was like I think at one point there was something I can't remember what part I did. I did it again, but anyways,
Yeah.
it was what it was. And then it came to the Eucharist, so he
Yeah.
did everyone, and then that's the part I really like is the fact that he gave all of us the Eucharist first.
Yeah.
We sat down,
Yeah.
and then once everyone,
And then everyone else.
then everyone else went, and then we all were like in the pew doing
Yeah.
like doing the in after having like
in
having
our prayer
received
time. Yeah.
in our thing, and I'm like
Yeah.
in my head, I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
By the full end of it, like, and then also the other part was like how we had to light the candles again.
Right.
I'm like, that threw me off because then it came the other part for me that flared my anxiety was like he didn't say you can put out your candles now.
Yeah.
And everyone, like, the majority started doing it anyway. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess we blow out the candles now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That for me threw me off because I
But also, like, there's people who have like the vigil candle, and
Yeah.
then there's also like our own candle. So, like,
which one's which?
which ones are we allowed to blow out?
Yeah.
Right.
And at that point, and again,
And
that's
then that was also before the Eucharist. So, meaning I was like, how am I supposed to? Hold the
I was literally
candle.
gonna tell you like, oh, do you want me to hold on to your candle since I'm not gonna go hand, since I was gonna do mouth.
No, but then I'm doing mouth.
I know, but
No,
that's
but I didn't want him to like pass over the fire
Yeah,
and then
I
light
know.
his sleeve
That's
up.
why I said, oh, I'll hold your like you had blown out your candle by then.
Yeah.
But I was saying, okay, I'll hold your candle because I know you want to go like this. But then you're like, no, I'll go to mouth.
Yeah.
I'll go to mouth. I'm like, okay, then I'm cool.
Yeah.
And that's when we all did the same thing at
Yeah.
that point.
But like today, I did my hand.
Yes, and I did my mouth
Yeah.
as preferred
You're like, ah.
because I don't need to do this.
But what does it matter?
It matters to me.
What, you think you're cool?
No, I think it's more cool to receive it on the mouth and directly too, versus I don't need to make a throne. I already just prefer taking it directly from right from the holy source. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, that's right from the holy source. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. But like, but see, that tells me that if you had to stand in someone else's lineup to distribute the Eucharist, then you wouldn't take it on the mouth.
No, I did. I told you. That the Asian man who with the glasses
Yeah.
was on the altar. I've taken it from him on the tongue.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, even for him. Okay, I
Yeah.
see.
No,
you told me that you lined up for him, but
Yeah.
you didn't confirm whether or not
No,
you
no,
took
no,
it on the
I
tongue.
definitely
but
did,
you
I
still
definitely-
did.
yes,
Okay, fine.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
fine.
yes.
You win.
But
Okay,
yeah, so it's official. You're a Catholic now.
yeah, and I'm about to school everybody, and I can't wait.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, exactly. Lord have mercy. Yeah.
But it was definitely funny how like as we were relighting the candles, like I was going all the way back, and then I ended up seeing Pat and his candle
the
was
top,
so all the way
yeah.
down to like it's like a nub, and I'm like looking at it, and he's like he had to tilt it all the way down like this. I'm like dude, your thing is burnt all the way down. Like I was almost gonna be like, hey, do you
Oh.
want to like slide the thing back a little bit?
I'm like, you could have just done that. I don't know. Maybe he was just whatever.
Was what it was, but yeah, it was fun. And then we had and then it was then you guys followed the procession line,
Yeah.
and the guy who was sponsoring, I think it was
Guy?
yeah, the big guy.
Yeah.
He was kind of confused. I'm like as you were leaving, I said, oh, she has to follow the procession now. So he stepped out of the way, almost got like sidetracked by someone else coming around the
Oh,
corner.
I see. Yeah.
So I had to like kind of like pull
Rotate him?
like pull him closer to me, like, hey, easy, buddy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and then we just kind of shot the for a couple seconds. We
Mm.
we even found cute how there's a kid in the back row. I think it was his husband or
Oh, yeah.
who brought their kid, and
Yeah.
the kid went from his
Yeah.
to flat out laying on his back, facing the bench like the
It was
backrest.
bedtime for him,
Oh,
yeah.
the kid
He
was
was done.
out. Only when everyone started clapping, then he got up and he was like,
He's like, huh? Oh,
okay, we're done, cool. And then I just everyone just chuckled laughing.
Yeah.
Even the black lady who wears the headscarf and everything.
Okay.
She
The
even
black lady that wears a
she's the
headscarf?
one who typically sits in front of us more sometimes. Short black lady wears the. She also wears like the skirt.
I actually like I
You
can't
you you
picture
you
it.
know, you know her if you saw her. Trust me on this one.
Is she like middle aged?
No, she's older, way older. Easily 40s,
Older.
50s.
Does she have a walker?
No, thankfully she doesn't have a walker. But she typically
Um.
like carries like her rosary in her hand, from what I noticed.
Oh. That does sound
And she
familiar.
wears like a dark blue or something.
That does. The rosary sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Sorry. What about
Anyways,
her?
so even she saw it. She saw it, and she was dying. She was
Oh,
dying
that's funny.
because she found it so adorable too. Like,
Yeah.
and so everyone leaves. I start packing like your candle
Yeah.
into the bag that the present that Jan gave you.
Oh no, I packed the candle.
Sorry, you packed you packed that. I
Yeah.
packed
The
the
certificate.
certificate inside the thing. Grabbed our coats, and then I'm like, okay. So I start exiting,
Yeah.
walking towards. And I see Pat. I'm like, hey, can you believe it? He's like, yeah. It was pretty epic. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? And we're talking about the time and one. He's like, hey, it went pretty late. I'm like, well, we started we started at 8. What time is it?
And he's like, oh, it's almost 11.
We started at 8. What time is it now? And he pulls out his phone, sorry, not his
Yeah.
phone, his watch, clicks on it,
Yeah.
lights up, and it's 11. I'm like, oh,
Oh wow. Yeah.
My first,
Yeah.
like, okay, now it explains so much more.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I'm like, because in my head, I'm like, now it explains so much, like, wow, there's so much, like, there was a point where my eyes started, like, the irritation.
Drying out. Yeah.
Where
I know.
I'm like, oh, this is
Yeah.
starting to suck.
That's why I'm like, when the oil started dripping into my eye, I'm
That-
like, oh no.
There was a moment where I thought you were gonna cry again or something, or like.
No,
it
was just so irritated.
Yeah, actually, that's kind of what happened to me when I got the anointing of the sick. When they do it on your forehead, they got the water
Right.
stripping to your face
Yeah,
or
yeah,
dripping to your
yeah.
eyes. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah,
not
I didn't
comfortable.
realize it was gonna be that heavy. I was like, oh,
It's
okay.
heavy and it's very spiced.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's the thing. Like, it didn't feel spiced. It just felt like like it had like a warming tingle,
yeah,
and I'm just like,
I think that's what it got into your eye. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
that's not
and like,
that's very.
and I saw there was a towel in the corner, and I was like,
Yeah,
and part of me is like, I don't know who it belongs to, but just I don't even care at this point. Just give me the towel. But I didn't want to wake up with like pink eye tomorrow or something, some nightmare. But anyway,
but it was, and then we had the
cake and
the
stuff.
cake the cake downstairs
the fancy hot chocolate.
with the fancy hot chocolate that Father Joseph helped. And I think a few other people I think helped out with that one.
Yeah.
But that was some bomb hot chocolate. Like that's like.
But that 100% put me to sleep.
After
like that, like I could tell it because I had that aroma of like it had like cloves or cardamom or something.
Oh, yeah.
Something like bold in it.
If we
and
ever make if we ever make hot chocolate in the house again or ever,
we have to add those in.
We have to add those. Like, it has to be a staple because that just tasted delicious, phenomenal.
Yeah, but like that's like funny enough. Like that's like in Indian tea. Like that's like the chai masala that they put in.
Yeah.
To like give the to give your tea like a sense of aroma.
In my first thought when I saw that, my first thought was like, this is how you like tell me your priest is Filipino without telling me he's Filipino.
Meaning what?
Like he's like ethnic.
Because he had because he made flavored hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Like tell me he's ethnic without telling me he's ethnic.
Yeah.
Like it's because it's fancy. Like who normally would put that in like in a hot chocolate?
Yeah, like he's adding his own spices and like making it
creative.
Specific.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
I'm like this. That's why when we were having my friend, I tasted. I'm like, tastes like cinnamon.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never had coffee. Hot chocolate that tasted like this. That had a kick to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, this is nice.
Yeah, it's like a cozy. If we had marshmallows to it, it'd be fun. Yeah.
And then that's when I had the opportunity to ask him about like the explanation behind the water and the wine,
right.
the water and the wine
and the blood, yeah,
the blood factor, and then also.
Oh yeah, they got the blood of Christ. Too.
Yes, you did. You got the opportunity. You got an opportunity that I never got as a kid. Well, clearly I was an infant, so that would.
Well, that wouldn't.
There's that. So.
That wouldn't help, but.
Point being, you got that experience.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting the chance to ask them like what they did with the water after it's been.
Yeah.
That's been posted.
Yeah, they just put it in the garden, or like there's a special disposal for it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
So for me, I'm like, oh, that clears up those questions for me automatically. So
yeah.
Overall, fun, well worth it, and
yeah, even the music was banging.
They tossed in some Latin, they tossed in some new ones, and I'm like, oh, where was this every other Sunday?
And that's and especially at the beginning too. Like I'm kind of glad that they revved up some of the music, like and made it more like interesting because like I'm glad at least Jen got exposed to that, And I hope you guys enjoyed, like, cause I'm like, this is normally not how they do this. Like, this is way
This is
better.
like
This is way
Super Bowl.
better.
This is
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Well, no, I know, but like, I was saying to her, I was like, they normally don't do the music this fancy.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you got to experience that or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, the family enjoyed it. Her kid was so funny. She's like, you know how we kept standing up and sitting, whatever, like let us pray, whatever. And then at one, I think after like the third time, her kid was like, they're praying again. And then like she had to stand and stuff.
That's every kid
Yeah.
ever in a Catholic ever in a Catholic school who attended Catholic mass.
Yeah.
Like, here we go again.
Yeah. They have to do it again.
Why? It's
Yeah.
and that's again, you learn that as you go along. It's a reverence thing. But again,
Yeah.
for kids, hearing that from a kid, it's like
Yeah.
it kind of cracks you up on the
But
inside.
that makes me laugh because I'm like, the fact that she pulled that dialogue, I'm like, you know what? She's on brand for Catholicism, so I think we might be able to convert her.
Yeah,
We might be able to do it.
Oh yeah.
Cause like in her case, like I don't think she's been baptized yet. No, cause then otherwise she'd be asking, cause she didn't have a godparent yet. Yeah, okay. So then when she gets hers done, then we'll talk. We're gonna have to convince her to do it the right way.
I guess the changes, the past and the present, is the next topic.
What changes?
Like I guess how we're both feeling now,
Like post Lent?
post everything at this point.
Definitely lighter, like calmer. Like I definitely feel more. The way I can describe it is like because I internally feel, I guess because I'm like spiritually full, that the worldly self isn't as like heavy. Like for example, like this morning when you're like, "Oh, I thought you were fasting because we were going to church." I'm like, "No, I'm just not hungry." Like
You're good.
I'm not craving anything physically like in front of me. Like I'm not in a position where I'm like, okay, I need breakfast, I need lunch, I need dinner, and whatever. I'm physically
I
not.
need some of your Pepsi, sorry.
Yeah, you can finish it. Like I'm physically not drained or achy or whatever.
Like granted, whereas I woke up and I'm like, oh yeah, everything still hurts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely like super tired. Yeah, that's given. But like outside of that, like, just mindset wise, like I definitely, like I definitely want to make it so that I can turn it into like God hour as often as I can. Like I was thinking about it later. I was like, I want to make time to get back into the essentials book for catechism and stuff. One, I have to finish it for RCIA, but besides that, like I need to finish it and then go into Bible time too, finally, and stuff like that. But yeah, like I like first, all I can think about is I'm like, I just want to be in a position where I can do the teaching part, and then also just like get back into like properly playing the flute finally, and like actually doing something with that outside of just like doing the lesson here and there, and like getting like I don't have a routine built around the stuff that I know that'll fulfill me spiritually. So I'm like, I need the work, I need the career path to fix itself, to reset itself by next week. And then that way, hopefully, everything else that I want to do spiritually can also align accordingly. So, and that's the problem, right? Because there's always, like, not to say there's always a worldly thing that's going to be in the way of me, like, maintaining my spiritual self, but, like, because that was always the ongoing problem, that the worldly part and the the worldly debt has always been, like, the nuisance that I need to get, that's, like, in my way of fulfilling the spiritual self.
Yeah.
So because I feel that much closer to maintaining this, like to maintaining the spiritual self now, and even like the music part and whatever, because like there are saints of music too, and like I definitely pray to them too, and I'm like, listen, I need to be in a position where I could properly play it and not feel restrained, not feel stressed out, whatever. Not like in I want the easy way out, but like, if I'm playing and I'm already so like stressed or like, like tight, then how am I supposed to get anything then? How am I supposed to speak through it?
Yeah.
Right? Because that is the singing instrument too. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to sing when it's all fucking strained?
True.
So it's just small stuff like that, right? And so that's because that's the ultimate goal anyway. So I'm like, I need the things that are preventing me, especially now that like, the baptism's done and everything like that. Like that's the big finale. So I'm hoping that this week it's gonna change in the sense of like, I'm hoping whatever changes that need to happen will happen. That way I can maintain the spiritual parts without having to stress about like, oh, my worldly stuff is in the way.
Yeah.
Like my job is in my way or whatever. Cuz I'm like at this point I'm like, dude, I refuse to let any like work prevent me from doing the thing I want. Sure, I need income because we need to live and survive. I get that, but also I'm like ultimately that's gonna help me. That's gonna save me in the long run. So I'm like, I need to make time for that, right? That's the ultimate. That's the not the loophole. Like that's the solution ultimately. So it's like I need to make time to read about the solution. I can't just stress out about worldly stuff all the time. Like that's not gonna help either. That's the solution to the worldly stuff. So it's like I need to make sure I make time for that. And it's like, and sometimes I'm like, bro, if my work is gonna prevent me from studying the solution, then fire me. Not even as like a threat. I'm just like I know I'm fully capable. I know how to be. I know how to maneuver in the worldly self version, in the worldly version of myself, but also at the same time I'm like, then get rid of me. Because that means that whatever environment this is, it's so worldly that I can't be in it. And not to say I want to jump out the window, but like I can't be in this in the sense of like this isn't for me.
Yeah.
So like that's the game then. Okay, see ya. Oh well.
That's fair. I guess in my case I'd say that overall it really just comes down to maintaining my current course.
Yeah.
Keeping my eyes consistently on God through the Word.
Yeah.
Through rosary meditation, taking full advantage of the fact of like having access to going to church.
Yeah, especially now. Every mass.
And then outside of that, I also want to look into maybe actually consider talking to somebody who's in the 4th degree, finding exactly how to qualify and what I need to do, and whatever costs that come along with that.
Yeah.
And then going forward with that.
Yeah.
Maybe taking that next step forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's right now where my head is specifically at.
Right. Like even for the CWL, they got back to me. Yeah. And I just have to pay up, and then I'm set. Then I'm officially in the league for them.
So basically, all you have to do is pay a fee, and you're good.
Well, yeah, because like I filled out the membership form and everything, and I have it on me, and I submitted it.
So where did they do the?
So theirs is near as well.
Okay.
So I purposely picked that parish because I knew that
local too.
Because I knew the Knights were also there.
Yeah.
So if there's ever a day where like I have a meeting for me and you also have a meeting, then we could just regroup. Yeah. And then we could actually go together. I can park at you guys, and then I can dip out, and then we split, and then I'll meet you for dinner, or if we have a dinner, whatever, and then we go home.
Yeah, sure.
So then at least it lines up that way.
So yeah, so far it's definitely looking positive from both our perspectives right now.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm like the fact that it's working. So I'm like my only like detriment is leaving this current
position.
Work. Yeah. That's literally the only thing.
Mine is basically finding something that's stable.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Yeah.
But also then reminding myself that I'm not completely a worldly person. I have to make ends meet, but I also have to remind myself that I am also a child of God first, and that has to be first and foremost at all costs.
So we're in the same position basically. Like we have to make that the goal, and then everything else can come after.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, that's been it for this podcast. I have no idea how much time we've actually.
1:48. That's almost 2 hours.
See, this is what happens when you don't do this for a bloody month.
Yeah.
You actually have stuff to talk about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment if you wish. And until next time, guys, God bless and take care.
Peace.